Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to GameStar TV2, the specialized quiet edition just for Zizek. Well, we're back with League of Legends action, ladies and gentlemen, here on GameStar TV2. It is the second semi-final of the New Zealand Championship League Canterbury Regional Tournament. This is Songname versus Teemo, and they are both down in the losers bracket in this double elimination tournament, and fighting for a chance to face a team who has beaten both. Songname hasn't actually played against Suddenly Citrus, so they're fighting for a chance against Suddenly Citrus, who have made it all the way through the winners bracket into the grand final of the tournament. Let's head on over to Champ Select. My name is Crisis, and I'm joined in the studio by Mendrix again. Hello, Mendrix.
Hello, hello. I'm ready to cast. I'm excited to see how these guys go through.
Okay, so we've had the bans that have gone through already. We see Nidalee, Braum, and Cassidy getting banned out, and you were just saying before, Nidalee is a very intelligent ban.
Yes, Nidalee is intelligent ban. Not only is Nidalee an annoying character in general, but she is really strong right now, and as we could see, Slobnob in that last game really showed us what Nidalee is capable of, just ignoring the entire map and completely winning the game for them. So, again, yeah, Nidalee is definitely a good ban. Maokai is also one of the characters that is definitely a good ban right now as well. Orion is just an all-round good ban. It's just very safe laning mid. Yasuo, I really like. I think Yasuo... Don't get me wrong, Yasuo's not a bad champion. I just think he's very strong and he's very annoying to deal with. Brom, general ban as well. He's just very overloaded kit. Very good to just take off the shelf. And Cassidy in general, everyone knows. I don't have to go into detail about Cassidy and his issues right now. So
I think it's really odd after Cassidy's nerfs that he's received over the last several patches, that he is still a champion where if you don't ban him, somebody has to pick him. And it's really telling that I think it was who was it? One of the LCS casters was saying, there is a problem with the champion when teams say, "Oh, that's okay, we'll let him through. We've got a way of dealing with him," and he ends up smashing them anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. Cassidy is one of those. I think they just nerfed him recently to the point where he has a 20-second rift walk now. So he's kind of lost his mobility and his potency that really makes him that really has his issues. But it's going to be hard to see what happens to Cassidy in the future, and it's like Riot themselves are like, we really love this champion, really love what he does, but it's going to be difficult to see what we're going to do with him.
You might end up in a situation like you had with Karthus, where Karthus's ult is now on such a long cooldown that he is literally never ever played. He's trash level these days. And I guess, nerfing the cooldown on Cassidy's ult really takes away who Cassidy really is. And it's going to be really risky if they nerf it even further.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely one of those controversial characters out there at the moment. But yeah, just going into looking at the teams right now, definitely a very late game team on the side of Songname. Oh no, that's not Songname. That's
Songname
Teemo
on the left.
Very late game team on the side of Teemo right now. We're using the Cogmore pick and Warwick. Warwick's not really a good champion early. He definitely gets stronger as the game goes on. He's able to lock down ADCs, pretty much any priority target that's an issue at the moment. So depending on whether jungler only gets fed or if UOG gets fed, that basically means he's got a character that can pick, just instantly jump onto, and pretty much with the Cogmore, Cogmore's able to rain down with his artillery shots and take out that champion while Warwick's on their face.
Well, I like the opportunities for chain CC that Teemo have, in fact, because you pretty much have an insta. The R on Warwick is you don't have to worry about anything else. That's your first CC. It's going to lock somebody down long enough for Crow to come in and drop a stun buff Tibbers, and then follow up if you need to with a Morgana Dark Binding. Ouch.
Pretty much. You can. What's good about having Morgana and Warwick is you can put a black shield onto Warwick. He can then jump onto any champion he wants freely, and he'll have pretty much a full ultimate duration onto him while the black shield's still on him. What else is really good about that is that you also have a lot of AoE damage coming through from Morgana and Annie and the Shyvana. So they definitely have a very strong AoE comp late game. Whereas if you look on the side of Songname, they have a very pick-heavy team. They've got the Ari with her charms. Uh, they've got
Thresh
the
with the
slow,
death sentence.
well, yeah, Thresh with the death sentence. They've got the slow pick-off from Lulu. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how both teams play out their compositions that they've got right now. And they, I
I
don't know,
do like
sorry,
Thunder Magnet's counterpick to the Warwick. So Warwick is a bit of a slower clearer in the jungle, and he is very dependent on getting to level 6 for his ganks to be effective. Thunder Magnet, if he counter jungles the way that he should do, is going to delay that level 6 that +1 is going to reach quite well.
Yeah, well, definitely. Warwick's not that slow in the jungle, but he's nowhere near as fast as Nunu is. I expect to see probably an early invade, seeing as they have the Lulu slow and the Thresh death sentence, and that would basically free up the time for them to have to perhaps take the buff that Warwick seems to be zoning on or wants to start on. So look for that to happen. Hopefully, if they want to take advantage of their team composition.
Rightio, heading into the team into the skin battle. Just wanted to ask you a question. What do you think about the Vayne pick in Songname's champion selection? Mainly, Vayne is that late game carry, and everybody else is sort of this mobile pick comp situation. Do you think Vayne's going to be relevant at all unless they get to the late game? And do you think by the time they get to the late game and Vayne becomes that monster, it's going to be too late because the late game comp of the entire team that they're opposing is better?
It's going to be hard to say. I don't really see how Vayne fits in. I mean, Vayne was buffed recently to the point where she has more stronger scaling attack speed built into her now. But that being said, Kog'Maw actually scales harder than Vayne late game. It's just the only difference that Vayne has is she has that assassination possibility where she's able to go invisible, in and out and dodge damage. But there's a lot of AoE damage coming down, so it's going to be hard to say what they do. Generally, probably what you'll find is there'll be a good death sentence or a good charm by jungle only or Jade to the Ray. And then Year will just ult follow up, and then pretty much everything will go crazy. They do have the Lulu, which is a really good, which you can just pop onto Vayne. That's really good for her as well, so that gives her a lot of appeal from that regard. And then you got the box as well, also appealing, and even the, I think it's, what is it, the Infinite Zero?
Absolute Zero.
Absolute Zero. So Absolute Zero by Nuno. So there is, if all those are being zoning in the right way, Vayne's going to be allowed to zip in and out and do the damage she wants to do. Yeah. But it's still going to be very hard against the long range of the Kog'Maw in the late game.
In fact, when you think about, nicely done there, a quick ward kill there from Joe to the Ray and jungle only, who's not in the jungle. If you we talked about zone control for the team fights in the previous game with just the Ziggs being present. Here we've got not one champion, not two champions, but 4 champions that can exert a zone control in team fights. Well, sorry, 3 champions: the Thresh, the Lulu, and the Absolute Zero when it's up on the Nunu. And then together with the single target charm, I like the team fights capability that Songname has. That said, Teemo sent Songname to the losers bracket, says Sand of the Tomb, and I'm not sure. Yeah, so they fancy their chances here.
Well, seeing as previous gamers on their side, hopefully they're able to pull a repeat victory here, and they're able to reface and try to get some revenge onto suddenly Citrus again from the last game. But it's right now in terms of late game, I have to really give the favor to
Teemo.
To Teemo right now, yeah.
Global Taunt Teemo. So pretty standard kind of start for both of the junglers, with them heading for their blue. And I wonder if Thunder Magnet is going to take the blue and then head over and steal a Wraith, because that's what I would do. I
want to steal a Wraith. I would go straight for that red, to be honest. Go straight to the red, use that feast that he has. So once he picks up his blue, pretty much you go ahead, grab your Blood Boil, run there straight away as fast as possible, steal the red before the Warwick even has a chance to take it.
Wow, he's taking ages though to finish that blue camp. He's just finished it now. King Stallion having to pop his summoner heal as he takes a huge amount of damage. But Yeoj might actually go down now. One auto attack. There's the flash. Oh, the exhaust and the barrier comes down. Yeoj manages to survive. Thresh picks up the first blood though to the Ray, and he's in fact flashing through. He's going for King Stallion. King Stallion gets the kill and flashes away himself just to be safe. And in fact, Thunder Magnet is doing exactly what you suggested he should do. And smites away that red buff.
Yeah, definitely the case that that's basically what you want to do as Nunu, just be as annoying as possible and then exert your control over the fact that you have your feast and your smite. But very well played there in the bot lane by King Stallion in that regard to make the best of the situation. Both supports overextending just a little bit too much, and basically each side being able to take advantage from it.
And in fact, we missed a kill from King Stallion. We were looking at what was going on in the jungle, and while that was happening, King Stallion went 1v1 versus Vayne and came out on top of that. So Vayne sent back to the summoner pool as a ghost.
Yeah, so definitely disadvantage going to Teemo right now, and having being basically with Cogmore, you want to get him rolling as fast as possible. You want to go through, get your Triforce as fast as possible and follow it up into the Blade of the Ruined King. And once you've got those two items, Cogmore is a beast. He is very hard to deal with.
I see zoning Nectar out completely, just about. As Nectar plops, is that his last bot? No, he's
still got another one in there as well. So, looks like he's doing a very good job dealing with Nectar right now. Lulu's been known to be one of those oppressive laners, especially when she's versing a melee. But Icy's doing pretty well. She just flashed onto it. A very nice job getting the Q and getting the kill.
And straight away we move to the blue buff area, well, really the Dragon River, as Thunder Magnet goes for a lovely little invade, finds a Morgana, and eats her alive with the help of the bottom lane. Flash coming through from Crow, gets a stun down onto jungle only. Ari doesn't have level 6, so no Spirit Rush. Plus one comes through, gets charmed under the turret, and in fact, does he go down? No, he flashes away. The flashes galore. Thunder Magnet picks up the kill, and he's in fact going to get a double kill onto the mid lane, Annie.
Very well done there by Thunder Magnet to respond to what was happening, and there was a fantastic charm under the tower onto Warwick. They extended a little bit too far there and probably used too much resources to try and get the Ahri in that situation. Warwick would have been better off just sitting in the jungle and farming away while Annie was just there harassing with her own little abilities.
And Thunder Magnet right now regretting that he took that red buff, because if he had, he would have gotten the kill on Warwick and gotten a refresh.
Yeah, pretty much in that regard, but
bottom lane,
I'm sure it doesn't really matter. He's just like, no worries, I'll take his Wraith. That'll make up for it.
Ruben getting taken down yet again, so that's the Morgana getting monstered. This time the kill goes onto Vayne, so that's good. You want the kills to go onto Vayne and not onto Thresh. And Vayne clawing her way back in. In fact, well, not really clawing her way back in so much. Even though Vayne was killed by the Cogmore, and Cogmore is sitting at 200, Vayne's got more than double the CS.
Yeah, so just basically showing better mechanics right now in terms of just CS and general laning. This is going to be a big problem for Cogmore if he doesn't pick up his game and pick up some more kills. So those kills that he picked up early won't really mean too much.
Poor old Warwick still at level 4, and he has another jungle invade coming in from Thunder Magnet. Nice deep pink ward, look at that, cheeky.
Yeah, Thunder Magnet definitely doing his job right now. Coming through right now to see if they can get an attack on the Annie. Annie's just going to walk away. He's just like, no worries, I'm just going to go through and take all the camps from Warwick. I don't need to worry about ganking.
Speaking of Warwick, he's headed down into the bottom lane. He's going to look for some sort of a counter to this push that's coming in. Death Sentence doesn't grab anything though. Lulu looking very, very low. There's a tower dive going on from a dragon. Icy doesn't have flash, and so he's going to get taken down. Nectar picks up the reply kill thanks to the turret hits.
Yeah, even though they would have traded kills there, it's probably very good for Icy in that regard, because as you can see the minion waves pushed up, so Lulu's also going to miss all this farm on top of that and that extra experience, so it's still going in the way of the favour of Icy in that regard. However, I'm not really liking what Warwick's trying to do right now. He's already been put behind, and the fact that he's trying to gank pre-6 is not really helping him. He really needs buffs if he's going to try and do it, and he should be really focusing on making sure he keeps his camps alive. But right now, Nunu's doing a good job of making sure he's taking everything, so this Warwick is going to stay down the entire game if he doesn't focus on keeping his camps alive.
Fantastic play. So Teemo came into this match feeling as though they had the advantage, but really the way that Thunder Magnet is playing right now is doing wonders for their team. He's 3-0-0 at the moment. 18 CS, and almost all of those CS are from his enemy jungle.
Pretty much. He's I wouldn't be surprised if we see an earlier dragon. I was really surprised after they managed to get the advantage in the bot lane that they didn't go for dragon because Nunu was hanging around there. He's notorious for being able to take dragon.
Oh, IC's tunneled onto Nectar, and didn't see Thunder Magnet coming up. He gets an Ice Blast onto him and is going to get just a little bit of a rest, but not a huge amount because his auto attacks don't do a massive amount of damage. But really, this ward over here did IC no good at all. He didn't react until Thunder Magnet got into the lane.
Looks like IC's liking her chances right now, trying to go into Nunu. Absolute Zero is popped down. Not too much damage going on now to Icy as she tries to walk away. They're trying to take out that pink ward that Icy's put down, and looks like Thunder Magnet's going to take that pink ward and walk away.
Yeah, Scumbag Nectar decides, no, look, I'm going to farm. It's a cannon minion wave.
Pretty much. Like, why do I need to help you? There's a cannon here. God, man, seriously. It's always about the cannons.
My lane's in danger!
Must
Oh,
protect.
Nunu is going to get his second red buff. So he's getting quite an active workout for his pinky finger on the tab button, watching those timers that have been introduced since, what was it, 2 patches ago?
Yeah, very much. Well, that's definitely to advantage of Nunu right now. Most of the really good Nunus out there were pretty good already to begin with when it came to making sure that they would check out all the buffs. I personally, as a jungler, I don't time buffs. I'm pretty bad in that regard. I generally use only my buffs I time, and then I kind of use that as a measure when I go through. But having those new junglers is really good. There's a bit of a jump onto by jungle Ola onto Crow right there. Looks like Thunder Magnet's going to come through and help out a little bit in taking the damage. Kill goes onto jungle only. Looks like
He's got his 6, and he's trapped Thunder Magnet underneath the turret, but Thunder Magnet just too tanky already at this stage with the Quill Coat and the life bonus from his eyeball. What's the eyeball? The Sight Stone.
From his Sight Stone, yeah. So I'm very surprised he's picked up the Sight Stone so early, considering he's a jungler and not a support. This is just going to help out. This is really big team play in the favor of song names. So basically, you're going to find that as he's walking around, he's going to have pretty much full vision of Warwick. As you can see, he's already got his jungle completely warded. Warwick's coming through, they're going like, Jesus Christ, again? He took my red buff again? Oh, and as you can see, Thunderman's just like, no worries, mate, I'm just going to keep walking through my jungle and taking everything.
Oh, excitement for Dub Dub. He gets a little bit of a challenge here, taking down a large golem. And
Yeah,
I think that's
pretty
the
much.
first one. It's the first one he's gotten to.
Yes! Finally got the large goal.
Things are looking up. Oh, Death Sentence lands onto Ruben, but he had the black shield ready and pops it on himself and survives.
Yeah, Morgana's very good for that. If you've got that clutch black shield and you're good at that, looks like J-Ray's going to take quite a bit of damage here onto from the Cogmore. He's got no mana there right now.
Yet another kill, and we switch straight away down to the bottom lane. Huge is looking for a kill onto Ruben. The focus going onto Ruben, but
Nice heal.
Well, he's not going to be able to get it, I don't think.
No, he's not going to. The heal from King Stallion was more than enough. Flash by King Stallion onto Yo right now, popping her barrier to get away from that. Riven was unlucky before. Her Dark Binding managed to hit a minion on the way through, and Thresh is just going to walk away now. So it's quite fun in this regard. If you look at it, King Stallion's got 4 HP and no mana, but if you look at Yo, she is on no HP but almost full mana. So kind of contrast in that regard there. Cogmore is a very mana-heavy champion. If King Stallion had a little bit more mana, it probably would have been a different fight in that regard.
Well, it's time for Nunu to go, oh gee, because he headed on to pick up the wolf camp of his opponent and wasn't able to because his opponent just finished it.
We're just going like, oh man, I just missed out on the wolf camp, can't stop them. Right now, it looks like the crow was there trying to see if Nunu was still there, puts down a ward wisely. Nunu's like, oh man, I'm trying to steal stuff here, come on, I'm trying to get through the wolves right now.
Now, I got to say, if you're playing Warwick in this sort of situation, you need to be getting a Sightstone second because you need ward coverage to protect your jungle, and you need to be able to create picks on Thunder Magnet, who is doing a great job at the moment of keeping Warwick down. So, I mean, I don't know. I know you were talking about it's unusual for a jungler to go for a Sightstone. It's a real support, team-oriented choice. But I do think that faced with the counter jungling that's been directed his way, +1 needs to be doing the same thing.
It's an option, I must say, but in the case of Warwick, I don't really like it. Purely just because if he just sat in the jungle and tried not to gank, he probably would have picked up a lot more camps. That's what I'm thinking. He was there trying to gank pre-6 as Warwick, and that just doesn't really work.
Oh, just missed the one-on-one. Oh, yeah, it's trying so hard. But unfortunately, it uses his flash and forgets that he needs to be running in a direction away from where he's flashing to, because his champion turned around straight after the flash happened. And that meant he stayed within range for Cogmore to pick up an Icathian Surprise bonus kill.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things with Cogmore that even if you just manage to barely kill him, get him top, he's still got his passive that he's gonna get you with. So it's gonna be it's quite fun watching those Icathian surprises go off, especially when he manages to pick up a double kill in the process.
Crow taking a bit of harassment. In fact, Jungle Only going in for the gank, drops down everything and gets stunned underneath the turret, gets taken down himself. So it's kind of a 1-for-1, a lot of these kills at the moment between the two teams. And that means that the gold lead is not too big in favor of Songname, even though they've been doing so well.
Yeah, definitely the case right now. Very, very good job by both teams to just, keep this a very even game, straightforward. The gold lead is about 1,000 in Songname's favor at the moment. That's purely probably thanks to the Jungle Nunu running around and running amok in the jungle for Warwick and slowing down any jungle pressure that could possibly be happening. As you can see, +1's sitting around here right now, thinking he might be able to make something happen. But Thunder Magnet's ready to go in case any shenanigans happen. He's ready to counter gank. He's going to come through and find a pink ward. Go, ooh, yummy. Nice pink ward for me to go. And I do enjoy the 30 gold. And King Salon's going to do his best with the Living Anterior to force him away, but unfortunately it's still going to not going to be enough for the Nunu right now. He's extremely tanky.
Yeah, you can see Jay to the Ray is trying very hard to set something up. He unfortunately missed his death sentence, but Yo just deciding to blue pill. Maybe a troll blue pill.
Pretty much in that regard, yeah. I'm not sure why we're blue pill there in that regard. I don't think they're going to try and walk into it, especially when they know Nunu's around. You need to be more out in the open. It actually give yourself a little bit of risk when you want to bait a blue pill. But as you can see now, Ultimate going down onto Thresh there. Most absolute zero, doing a lot of damage to Riven right now. Damage coming through from that Riven 4. No, Riven. Oh, Riven gets away just at the last second. Looks like +1's trying to get his hands onto the Nunu, but not enough damage. Looks like a lot of damage coming down to King Stallion now as they turn their attention onto him. Looks like he's still got him there.
Oh, they go for a tower dive. Yeoj is in trouble though. The Icathian Surprise is about to take him out. Oh, what the hell? Sorry, my camera has shifted over to the summoner pool. After a respawn there, but Jungle Only comes through and says, look, let's stop fighting for the kills, and gets stunned by the Tibbers as he appears. So the smite going down onto Tibbers from the Nunu, but that was a bit of a mistake because that put him in range of a nice little combo from Crow. Crow picks up a reply kill. So the kill's now 12 and 10. The gold lead still hovering in the 1,000 mark. And nobody's taken the jungle just yet, Mendrix.
Indeed, Icy's there diving right now to Nectar, and looks like they both flash away to get away from each other. Icy being a little bit too aggressive there in that situation, having to waste his flash, although he managed to burn the one of Nectar. And also just down below, I'd like to point out what happened there with Crow. Crow actually managed to flash past the charm of Ahri in that situation to pick up the kill onto Thunder Magnet. So very nicely done by there. Very nicely done by him there. As the Red King try to pick up the dragon right now, looks like they're not in position to do it. There is a teleport coming down from Nectar right now. Looks like they've managed to catch out their team, and very well done. Very nicely set up team fight by Namesong, and they managed to pick up a double kill onto Ahri. Right now, King Stallion is running away for his life, trying to get away from the Ahri. Ahri's still going for a jungle, only going a bit too deep, but he wisely backs off away from the tower after he gets aggro there.
Lovely TP in there from the Lulu, and I don't think Lulu even had to use the ulti, so beautifully done there, managing their health bars.
It was on cooldown at the time, that's why she probably didn't use it.
Oh, well, there you go. So it wasn't actual active management. It was
exactly
passive management.
Exactly.
Oh, Cogmore in trouble. And in fact, he gets taken down. Nice little tower dive there. Yo, not too worried. He takes the lantern, but he does take the damage from Icathian Surprise, and they're going to focus now on taking down this turret. Or are they? No, they're just... Oh, there you go. The minion
As you can see there, they're just trying to waste time to give Jungle Only enough time. Very nice done with the Black Shield there to avoid the charm. Jungle Only might have been able to hold it out a little bit, but the Dark Binding puts her off and stops any aggression onto any further.
Yeah, you just get the feeling that Teemo, Song Name, and it's got to be Song Name, because it's a question mark at the end of the name of the team. Song Name are getting a little bit of a roll on. Their Ari on 5, 1, and 3 has 132 CS, and their Vayne, most importantly, on 5, 3, and 6. So that's 5 kills and 6 assists out of the 16 kills that have taken place. So the Vayne really getting the march on. In fact, 110 CS to 77 against the Cogmore as well. So that loss to Teemo earlier on, maybe just a little bit of an out of character loss for them.
Yeah, definitely in that situation. I think it was basically came from just some over-aggression by Morgana at the very beginning there. But then from there, I think Yo probably just got unlucky with a little bit of positioning, and that's what caused it from happening. It looks like Icy's being caught out now at the blue buffer having through the charms go through. She ulties away, Absolute Zero down onto them. It looks like Crow managed to pick up a kill onto Ari right now. Crow's in a bit of trouble right now, but she's managed to pick up a double kill onto Nunu. Now they focus their attention onto Thresh. Triple kill for Annie right now as Nectar tries to run away, puts the shield up and puts a Zippy to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, down at the bottom lane, it's a 2 versus 1. Vayne feeling very, very confident and takes down the Morgana. Then with beautiful, beautiful juking, takes down his Cogmore and is now going to resign himself to fate and dies yet again to the Cathian surprise.
There's not much you can do when the Cogmore is chasing after you and you're on low HP after the Cathian surprise. But looks like the situation that blue buffs managed to come really into Teemo's favor right now. I'm surprised. Oh, yeah, that's very wise of them to actually back off. They might have been able to continue onto that turret right there, but considering the Pro have no ultis at this point in time and they are low, probably smart to head off and make sure that they don't let the Ari pick up a triple kill in return for the triple kill that Annie got.
I mean, as it is, Thunder Magnet and Jungle Only are chasing after +1, who's not going to be able to actually do anything but run to lane and then blue pill. So I think if they had stayed behind any longer, they really would have been overstaying their welcome and would have been in a little bit of trouble with the Song Name Immigration Department.
Pretty much, yeah, they would have made sure that they were deported very quickly back to base.
Right, so heading to the 20-minute mark, the kills are 18 and 4. The goal is practically neck and neck. +1 gets caught by a charm from Jungle Only, and what is going to happen here? Icy has TP'd in, is focusing on Jungle Only, and I don't think he's going to be able to get away. He gets super, super low. The Dragon Form comes down, picks up the kill. Yoj, though, in the back line, is maintaining all sorts of damage. He's going to get caught down, though, locked by the Soul Shackles. No, the double kill picks up everybody but Yoj, the Vayne, who manages to get away and stay alive.
Yeah, very, very nicely done there. Basically setting up a return team fight from before when the teleport was used by Nectar, but looks like Nectar's going to pick up the top turret in response for that. As you can see, basically, that although the kills went on to Morgana there, they really did need to get another team fight in their favor to just sort of like get some momentum rolling. And looks like they should be able to pick up the bottom turret here. Yuji's being a little bit overtaking around. I don't think she's wise for her to try and fight these guys right now. She's very, very calmly just sitting there around the tower, not trying to fight there. It's very wise by her in this situation.
Dead, even with that bottom turret going down for Teemo. And I suppose the only real advantage that there is in the turret situation is that it's their mid turret that's gone down. So I would say just a tentative map advantage still in favor of Song Name.
Yeah, pretty much. They're very, right now, the gold difference isn't that high. It's about 200, 300. So, basically, Dora and Shield dividing these teams right now. But it's going to be interesting to see how this fight goes on, because, like I said before, it's a ticking time bomb for Teemo right now. They have the better late-game team fight. All they really need is a good stun by Annie, and chances are they'll probably wipe out the rest of the team, following up the Shoal Shackles and the lockdown that Warwick provides.
What do you think, talking about the Soul Shackles, what do you think of this... oh, hang on. Yoj going in. He's got a dive going on onto King Stallion. Gets through there, but Dive Stallion had his Summon and Heal available and picks it up. So gets away, but he's not going to be able to stick around on his own to defend this turret, except from long range. He does have the blue buff, which means that he's got the mana to do it. But in fact, Ruben comes through. Oh, Crow is coming through the jungle. He gets picked off, though, by the Vayne. Gets taken down, and that is the result of good vision.
Pretty much there. Crow actually was being a bit aggressive onto Jungle only at the time. She tried to like see if she could pick up a sneaky little kill onto her. Looks like this opportunity that they managed to pick up the kill onto Crow has opened up a free dragon for them right now. But there's still a lot of pressure being applied by Icy right now. Nectar's not on much HP, so if they don't hurry back to base quickly, they might find themselves down a turret.
Yeah,
as you can see, Icy's jump onto
dragon form, and Nectar grows nice and big. From his own ulti and manages to survive, and Icy is in a little bit of trouble now. He's going to have to take a walk past the turret, takes a bunch of hits, and the chase is now on. J to the Ray popped the talisman, and Nectar is now chasing on. And if there's one thing that a Lulu can do, it's chase. Forces the flash out though, and now the reply goes on. That was great. +1 picks up the Nunu kill. Icy may take an Ice Blast to the back of the head, and he does in fact. Thunder Magnets is going to keep on chasing, but really is doing very, very little damage to him. And once again, the red team gathers around the champion that's getting chased and manages to support him. Nicely done.
Yeah, definitely a nice pick up there, forcing the Lulu to overextend that just a little bit, allowing +1 to pick up the kill there. And looks like this opens up a little bit of damage onto the mid turret for them. Fortunately for them, Namesong has gripped around the tower and said, no, we're going to keep this tower, we need to keep our map control.
Hey, so what do you think of this item choice that Morgana has picked up? Had 1,000 gold sitting in the bank after that double kill that he got, and has delayed his Zhonya's by buying a Giant Belt.
I can see why she wants to get it. She wants to be a little bit tanky enough to survive long enough to be able to use her soul shackles. And although, you know, some people can argue, well, why don't you pick up the Zhonya's first? You need about 1,600 gold to pick up the Needlessly Large Rod, and then there's another combination there that you need to put in. So she, at the time, she probably just didn't have enough gold, and she kind of figured, look, I need to stay alive and be useful to my team. So this is why I picked up the Giant's Belt, just to add a little bit of extra tankiness to the situation.
So ping going down from the blue team on the mid lane, bottom river, let's call it that. Vayne is split pushing and doing a fantastic job about it. Somebody's going to have to go and deal with the Vayne. It means it's a 3 versus 4 in the mid lane, because it is a 1-3-1 split, in fact, with Lulu pushing the top lane as well, while the 3 remaining champions defend their mid turret, and successfully too.
Yeah, they're doing a definitely good job. They can't really do much until they've got Warwick there to just dive onto the team, and looks like they've decided to go back to landing phase and try to force Yo back away from it. She's just chilling out in the thing there. Looks like she's going to pop her ulti and jump straight onto Warwick, but looks like the ultimate from Warwick is too much for her, and she just gets locked down straight away and taken out.
Yeah, he kind of wanted to troll through, and well, in fact, this must have been part of the plan. Attract the champions to try and get the kill and move the focus to the second tier mid lane turret, but it's backfiring on them right now. Icy picks up a kill on the Thresh, and they will now rotate round to the top lane. So their split push was just a little bit too split at that stage, and the mobility of Teemo wins out in that situation.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so it looks like they managed to pick up Ari, still trying to hang around there. Maybe she was trying to blue pill out of vision, but unfortunately for her, she popped her Zhonya's and kicks out and was like, no worries, I'm just going to wait for the time up and time this perfectly, and boom, the living until he hits, and he's got no worries. So right now they've got a free advantage to probably take this mid turret, and if they're feeling a little bit overzealous, they might even go for the Baron here.
Mid turret goes down very, very quickly. The Hunter's calling from, I think it's Hunter's calling.
Yeah, Hunter's calling buffs the entire team
yeah,
when you use it, so it's fantastic for just pushing turrets and taking them. It looks like they decided to back off now, don't want to push their luck. Looks like they've managed to even up the kills, and still 300 to 400 gold difference between the teams right now.
Yeah, it's going to come down to a decisive team fight. We're getting to that stage where, well, I suppose not at this. We're not quite at the stage where one team fight means that you'll be able to push Nexus turrets down. There's still too many outer turrets that are up, and the levels are too low. It's only, can you believe we're only 27 minutes into this game?
Definitely full of action. There's about 43 kills between both the teams right now. Icy's gone a bit too aggressive there. Takes a lot of damage from Yo, and she decides to back off at the last second there. Still has a Dragon's Ascent, so she did get to, if there was any issue, she could have just dragoned on out of there.
Steal on the blue buff going on at the moment. J to the Ray, and Yo's doing it. They get a pick potentially onto Crow, who flashes away, falls down the Tivers. Absolute Zero zoning well, controlling really no one at the moment. Who's going to be the first to go down? We get Ruben jumping in with the soul shackle, doesn't get the second stun proc in, and now the double kill starts falling. It is Vayne picking up. Icy gets a reply. Crow amazingly is managing to stay alive. There he finally goes down as sorry, I missed a view of the Cogmore as he does the business to pick up a double kill himself. In fact, he might get a triple here.
If he's able to get that, yeah, triple kill right there onto Cogmore. Very nicely done there by that team. As you can see, the team fight's now starting to come through for Teemo right now. So basically, you get their best bet for Namesong right now is probably have continue to have Vayne split pushing and make sure she's watered up. So if there's any teams trying to get in on her. And right now, I wouldn't be surprised. They should probably go for the Baron. They have the bottom lane pushing right now, and with Cogmore and Warwick, they should be capable of doing it. But it looks like they're just deciding to keep it passive and, you know, maybe not go for that objective right now. The Dragon is up in 15 seconds, and probably going to decide to take that as their consolation prize.
This is such a large minion wave that is going on, and Song Name is sending 2 champions to deal with it, so not really what you want to do. Vayne decides, okay, look, I'm going to peel off and I'm going to head to the mid lane. There's farm over there, and Dragon spawns, and straight away Teemo press their new advantage. The gold has swung. It's 1,000 gold in their advantage, and with taking the Dragon, they push it into a 2,500 gold advantage. J to the Ray, though, has made the call and said, look, they're all down at Dragon. Let us go for the Baron. They don't have vision, and we do.
As you can see right now, it doesn't seem that Teemo has an idea of what's going on. They seem to have figured out, hey, maybe something's going on there. There's the pink ward down by Icy. Looks like they've come in just about in time right now. They're going to see if they can stop the Baron from going through. Looks like they've gone through. The blue team has taken the Baron right now, but looks like they have lost Nunu in the process of it, and looks like they're also going to lose Nectar. There is an ultimate going down onto Ari right now. By +1 managed to pick up the kill there, and looks like that Baron has been very costly for them. There is only one player left with Baron right now on the map, and it looks like that is enough for Teemo to go through and push and try to take this game. Or at least take the inhibitor.
They're definitely going to get a couple of turrets. Whether they get an inhibitor is going to depend on well,
they've got their full team and a Warwick, so I'm guessing they're probably going to be able to get this inhibitor.
I was going to say it's going to depend on the size of Vayne's balls.
Pretty much, yeah. This is probably going to decide on the size of Vayne's balls. So right now, looks like J to the Rays there with her 2 to help her out, but looks like they're not going to try anything. Looks like they managed to get a hook onto the Warwick right now, but it looks like they're not going to go through. It looks like they get a what is it? Oh,
J to the Ray taking the damage.
Through
the Dragon form comes down, grabs J to the Ray. Thunder Magna trying desperately with Absolute Zero to clean up. Yoj is still up though, and picked up 1 kill out of that, and the chase is now on. He's gotten slowed down. He does have the blue buff though, so he's going to be fine to take whatever damage comes his way. Gets stunned by Crow, tumbles forward though. The chase is still on, and that's what Vayne is really good at, chasing. Jungle only kills, secures the kill, and the chase continues on. +1 now gets well, he gets focused on here. He uses his ulti to try and prevent the inevitable happening, but in the end is unable to do so. 2 champions remaining for the defense of Teemo's base, and Vayne has got the motor, the pedal to the metal down, waiting desperately for some minions to come down because he wants to turn this advantage into turrets.
As you can see, they should be able to pick up a turret here, but I don't think they'll have enough to respond back with another inhibitor. Basically, those super minis are a lot too much, and they've already got Cogmore there ready to defend and poke away using his Liveling artillery. It looks like he's got an ulti.
He pops his ulti, tumbles forward, and he's going in for the deep tower dive. He's been exhausted though, so can't really do too much damage. Finally, a Zonya's on Ruben to prevent things. He gets the soul shackles down, but gets smacked away. The Absolute Zero finally picking up a kill. Icy goes into the tower dive, has to flash out, and now they've got to run because +1, he's got the Bloodlust going, and he's going to take down Yoj. Oh no, Yoj delays things. Just a little bit, gets a tumble away, takes an elevator, and manages to get away. So +1's not going to be able to get his ulti down onto Yoj.
Yeah, very nicely done there by both teams in that regard. I think basically Namesong was a bit aggressive then. Looks like +1 managed to pick up a double kill though, and basically responded there. Very nicely done by +1. The bronze showing that bronze do mean business, and they're ready to take out the diamonds and the golds and the challenges when they're ready to. So basically right now he's coming through. It looks like they've opened up the opportunity for them to even take out the top turret right now.
Yeah, 32 minutes in, and they've got a nice little minion wave there, but Vayne has still got the Baron buff. Tumbles through, he's going to pick up a kill. Very easy as you please. +1 doesn't have an ulti, but there is a stun and a Tibbers that comes in, but it's just not enough. Yay, Tibbers is not enough! And +1's going to go down too. Double kill onto the Vayne. And that's a successful defense if there ever was one, but look at the minions rushing through in the mid lane.
Yeah, definitely. They should be able to hold this off without losing too much. Just probably take some damage on those turrets, but they will regenerate, so not too much to worry about there. Looks like Teemo got a little bit overzealous trying to take that next tower, and yeah, looks like Icy underestimated just how strong he is in comparison to Vayne right now, because Vayne just will shred your HP if you let her auto-attack you that many times.
15, 6, and 11 on the Vayne, just smacked through the 200 CS mark. Not quite the highest CS, that belongs to Ari, who's been farming along, but Vayne split pushing, and let's just see how long this turret lasts.
Well, she had to take a little turret hit there, but as you can see, it's going down quite quickly. I think she's going to be able to take it out, but at what cost? That is the question. She's going to go straight onto the Cogmore right now. Very hard. Popped her ulti. Looks like that slow is fantastic and manages to stop her from any further aggression. And now this is when the rest of the team goes in it. The Shoal Shackles is on. There is no way she's going to be able to escape from this. Tries to take down as much damage as she can, and Icy picks up the kill.
And unfortunately, the rest of the team isn't pushing too hard in any of the other lanes. So we've got a kind of a half-hearted attempt at split pushing, while 5 members of Teemo are in the top lane dealing with the Vayne. Not really much map pressure being created elsewhere.
Pretty much. Well, unfortunately for them, because the mid lane was having so much pressure when they took out that tower, and looks like Nunu's in a lot of trouble right now. The ultimate coming down onto Thunder Magnet right now. As you can see, the raw damage of Warwick is actually quite a fair bit at this point in time. He's there going through saying, I am getting back at you right now for all that early game pressure that you did to me right now. I have got my wits end. I have got my Blade of the Rune King. All that HP that you bought early does not mean anything to me right now. And now that the inhibitor is back up, they've got two champions down. This looks like it's just an open door right now for them to get through. Nice dodge by Icy from the charm right there. Dark Binding's flying away to keep the other team at bay. And right now they'd be very smart for them to back off because they want to be able to go through, get the dragon, and maybe pick up the Baron in a minute and a half time.
Well, this is where they got into trouble the last time. They stuck around too long, and Vayne got the chase on and picked up that lovely little triple kill there. So they're going to be worried. Icy is pretty low health at this stage for a siege, and taking loads and loads of hits. Here comes the initiation. Takes the race, gets his box down, tries to back off, but Vayne is absolutely huge. Going through, chasing after the Cosmore, who manages to get away. Double kill on the Cosmore. In fact, Vayne is still up though, and +1 doing his damage is not enough. Vayne picks up the double kill, condemns Icy into the wall, but flashes up and he gets away. Now the question is, what do they do? What can Vayne create for the rest of his team? And in fact, it's not really much. Mendrix, they've managed to get the defense on. I wonder if they're paying attention to the Baron timer.
Hopefully they are right now because it is up in 40 seconds, but unfortunately because of the timers for Teemo at the moment, they'll be up in time to actually defend it. They might be able to make a response like they did last time and pick up a quadra or even a pentakill depending on what's happening. But looks like they are getting ready. They're prepping it right now. They're getting the vision up for it. And with Nunu being there, that's probably tipped them off to realizing, hey guys, Baron is up soon, so we better get ready for it.
Yeah, Nunu doing the best that he can at this sort of stage, making sure that that he secures vision and clears vision of his opponents, while the rest of his team has to deal with the minions that are pushing through for the mid lane. So this is going to create a real difficulty of choices for Songname. They've got to defend that middle lane, push it up, and in the meantime, they don't well, they've got slight vision on Baron at the moment from that recent ward from the Nunu.
They also have the added pressure of the fact that there is a massive wave in the bot lane right now as well. So basically, all that Teemo needs to do there is make sure that they remain there and hold the Baron, control of the Baron pit right now, and basically wait until someone goes down to that bottom lane to try and clear it out. As you can see, they've got Lulu heading down there right now, but her TP is up, which is very intelligent, which means if they do try to start the Baron, they can then she can then TP there and be present for the team fight.
So good move over there. The rest of the team's posturing in the mid lane, looking for some advantage, and the focus for Song Name is going to be just get rid of the super minions, clear them out. We don't want to be dealing with super minions at the same time as team fighting, and it's kind of working for them at the moment. Teemo seems to be very, very cautious, and I think that's paying respect to how powerful Vayne is at the moment.
Definitely in that case. I would be more inclined to see Teemo try to head down to that bottom lane and take out that outer turret. It is probably an easy turret in comparison to them trying to go straight down the middle, but they do have the added pressure now of the fact that they that Baron is now up, and if they do head down to the bottom lane, they will probably lose Baron for it. But maybe the best thing for them to do will be to send Shyvana down there, let Shyvana split push down there, take out that turret, and then hopefully be able to teleport in when the time arrives. Because her TP is up, and I'd say they should send her down there, but whether they do is up to them.
Yeah, Lulu's headed on into the mid lane, so not going to be pushing that lane at all. I wouldn't say is a very particularly fast pusher, but needs to. I suppose what needs to happen is Teemo needs to troll that the TP out, and then get it disengaged.
I think right now they might be trying to bait Namesong into a fight. I don't think they're going to start this Baron right now, although I hope they don't prove me wrong, because right now Flash and Ultimate and the stun is available for Crow right now. So it looks like they're baiting it out. They want to have a perfect Flash stun by Annie onto their team, and they're going to follow through with the rest of their AoE damage when that comes through. Looks like they have started the Baron just to bait it out, and looks like they're coming through. There's the Tibby stun.
Nectar gets monstered down. Oh, that's already a 4 versus 5. That's a situation, but Jungle Only has broken through to the backline, picks up the kill on his counterpart. Yoge doing the business, just absolutely monstering at the moment, but he's the last man standing. His flash was up. He manages to get out from underneath the artillery, but it is a 3 versus 1 now, and he's super low, so he is running at the moment, and really the only thing that they've managed to achieve out of that team fight is prevent the Baron from being taken, because the march is on. There is no turret protecting this inhibitor, and King Stallion with the Morgana pressing now for the 3rd kill on this inhibitor.
Yeah, the 3rd kill on this inhibitor right now. So it looks like Teemo's really trying to make sure they can playing it very safe, make sure they can take as much infrastructure as they can. Right now I'd recommend they back out and go for the Baron while the rest of their team's out. They actually have the opportunity to do so. Kog'Maw will shred it. Shyvana can tank it, but it looks like they're going for the safer choice and going straight for that dragon right now. And the thing probably is, to push out bottom lane.
The other thing is they just don't have any vision. After that fight, they've got no vision on the Baron pit at all. And you've got to wonder, look, it's fair enough that you've managed to win the team fight, take down the enemy, and get the dragon, but the critical piece here is Baron.
Pretty much. They've never been able to re-pick it up again. It looks like Namesong's responding by going straight to that Baron right now after that hit. They know that they load, they know that they went for the dragon, they know that they don't see them around there. And as you can see, this is why you need to really go there and pick up that objective when you create these opportunities. Maybe in that situation, they should have just gone straight for Baron, because they're basically a Baroned up team, can easily go through the middle and take it out. As you can see now, they've managed to pick up the kill, and +1 is in a wrong spot. Basically, wrong spot, wrong time for him in that situation, but it was the right spot, right time for Namesong.
They get the Baron, they get the pick, they get the gold. Differential is slowly swinging back to their favor. They're still behind Song Name, but it's not, if things continue in this way, not for long. This time, after this Baron, Song Name has the Baron on 5.
Do I keep calling them Namesong? I keep calling them Namesong, don't I?
You do, Keith.
No, what the Namesong? I don't care.
It's a question. It's a question. Song name?
Song name?
It's like,
song
what are
name?
you listening to, mate? Song name?
Alright, so as you can see right now, they've got a Baroned up team heading down into the mid lane. Will they be able to break through the siege that is uncapable from Kog'Maw? It's going to be hard to see, because right now you really don't want to engage onto the team that Teemo has right now. Song name might be in a bit of trouble right now when it comes to trying to push through here.
Yeah, we have the push into the mid lane. It's going to be difficult pushing this mid lane because of the super minions coming through. I think that what they needed to do was rotate round and take this bottom lane, just tank it a couple of times. I mean, it would take 3 hits from the Vayne at the moment to clear that turret down.
She's just that buff right now. All she has to do is stare down the tower and it just falls apart.
Super strong. They actually, we've got it's the Valentine skin there, and of course Ari's got the charm as well. So they're all about the love at the moment.
Maybe their song name should be a love song, for all we know.
And I think really, so both of these teams are just. I think a little bit of poor decision making. We had the Baron basically being given up because we had 3 champions from Teemo deciding to go and take the Dragon instead of get some vision down on the Baron pit and then take Dragon. And now we've got a Baron buff sitting on Song Name, and they have got nothing out of it.
Not yet. That's the thing. The Baron buff does last for a long time. As you can see, it looks like they're heading down towards that mid lane, but they have the added pressure of the fact that they need to wait for that middle inhibitor to respawn. So probably going to wait it out a little bit, wait for the middle inhibitor to come back up for them, and then they've got the Baron buff to help them push down the bot lane. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Looks like they've got their eyes set on this blue buff at the moment. There's a bit of contention happening here. Teemo doesn't want to give it up without a fight, but looks like it is picked up by the Ahri there with her nice little orb.
Yeah,
orb of deception.
Dangerous game that they're playing there because it was a 4. Look, it was a 4 versus 4, so I suppose in that respect, not too dangerous a game. But man, you don't want to get a pick at this stage. You've got an exposed inhibitor, in fact an inhibitor that's down. You've got super minions working their way down, and they're just too worried about things, and now hitting the blue pills, heading back to try and defend their base.
Pretty much, yeah. So how much longer have they got left in this Baron? They have only about a quarter of it left right now. That's about say a minute or so, minute and a half. So looks like they really need to. They finally got the inhibitor back up, so it'd be probably in their best interest right now just to leg it down that bot lane and try to take some objectives for it. Because although picking up that Baron is great, they haven't really done anything with it, and you really need to do something with Baron when you have it, especially considering the team that they're up against. Because all they really need is a good flash Tibbers from Annie, and her flash is up right now, and so is her Tibbers, along with Ignite. And looks like there is a flash onto the Kumul there. Yuji's popped her ultimate, going straight down into it. There's Tibbers, she pops.
Oh, the shutdown from Tibbers onto the Bane. Things are looking very, very bad for Song Name right now. All the ultis getting dropped down. Thunder Magnet is massive and taking a lot of damage, but he's going to survive. Where's the focus right now? Thunder Magnet picks up Crow, who's gone down. It's down to a 2 versus 3 situation, and things might be looking good for Song Name over here. They get a double kill down onto Thunder Magnet. Icy is the last man standing. He's trying to take down the Lulu. Pops the Zonya. Day to the Ray gets the flay down and picks up the shutdown onto Icy, and they get the A, and even have I was going to say they even have a couple of minions to try and fix the close, but they don't.
At this moment, the minions are making their way up. I don't think they should be defending that top tower. It will regenerate, and you'll have enough minions to protect it right now. So what they need to do is make sure they can get some objectives. They have roughly 17 seconds until Morgana and Kog'Maw reappear. So this is their chance to open up the gates and have an open inhibitor for themselves right now.
And if things work out well for them, if they do it quickly in time, they're going to expose the inhibitor. I would say head on down to that bottom lane and get the minions pressing there. Create some map pressure outside of the mid lane as well. So nicely done, and expose the inhibitor out of that very successful, well, mostly successful team fight, I would say. I would call it a successful team fight, Mendrix, one where Vayne makes it through.
Pretty much, yeah. From that situation, she saw the go button there. There was a flash through from the Nuna to initiate it all, get that frozen ball off. Very well done. She's picked up the Mercurial Scimitar now, so she's able to cleanse out from one of those big stuns that are popped on from either Annie or Warwick, so that's going to help her out a fair bit. It's still it's still in Teemo's favor in the same regard that now no longer Baron's now no longer up for them. The Dragon's going to be up in about 4 seconds, so maybe there's going to be some contention around there. But I think most of these teams now don't really care about the Dragon at all, and their contention focus is the Baron. And I think maybe now, hopefully, Teemo's learned the fact that, hey, if we win a team fight, let's get Baron. Let's not worry about the inhibitor. The inhibitor will fall down easily afterwards once we have Baron. It's
a 46-minute game. We've had almost 2 kills per minute, one for each team during that time. The gold is sitting near the 80,000 mark for both of these two teams. It's kind of gold advantage or gold from the objectives is kind of immaterial at this stage. It's not going to make much of a difference. It's going to be all about picking up that Baron and pushing through to victory. I'm going to make a prediction here, Mendrix, and I'm going to say whoever gets the next Baron is going to win.
But that is possible. That is very possible. And at the same time, I'm going to say that the person that wins the next team fight will win.
Well,
Purely based off.
yes.
But I imagine all the contention will be around the Baron, and whoever does pick up that Baron will probably be the ones winning the team fight. Because right now, it looks like the ultimate has been popped by Yuji. It looks like they managed to catch Crow. He has popped his Tibbers down, popped his Zhonya's right now. The Absolute Zero is on the way, going through all the way right now. All I can see is rain and fire going everywhere. There's a Zhonya is used by Nectar right now. Yuji has been slain by Riven right now. Kog'Maw is there trying to get as much damage as possible. Double kill by Yo at the moment. Looks like they're keeping surprises enough to pick up Nectar. Yuji is still there going through. Yuji's trying to pick up +1, but there's not enough damage. It looks like Jade to the Raze is last to fall. And is that an ace? That is an ace. So it looks like now it's up to these two guys to see if they can get through and push it. They have 60-second timers, and it is possible for them to actually come through and take away both turrets right now and go for the win.
Well. So no opportunity to get to the Baron at all for either of these teams, because there goes that inhibitor. Now, I just wonder what went wrong in that team fight, and I suppose if you look at Icy's health, that's probably the first place that where things went wrong. They focused the tank instead of taking down the Kog'Maw and the Annie as quickly as they could have. There's one Nexus turret down, two Nexus turret down, and the good games well played going out from all of these players. That is 1-0 to Teemo after an epic first game in this best of 3.
Yes, definitely very well done by Teemo there to come through at the very end. And like I said, they had the team fight advantage at the late game. They managed to use it at the very end. Although Crow did get caught out, it's very hard to initiate onto an Annie that has Rod of Ages, and she's got her Zhonya's ready to go. So she popped down that tin. The AoE damage was going through. There was a bit of craziness, back and forth craziness, and they managed to come out on top.
Well, that is the first game of the best of 3 in this losers bracket semi-final, and it is turning out to be a real ding-dong battle between these two teams. A massive amount of kills, 96 kills in total between these two teams. So a fantastic showing between them. Vayne sitting on 21, 9 and 13 with a stellar performance there. The Kog'Maw in reply with 18, 7 and 17. So a good game to both of the AD carries, Eoj and G-King Stallion. So we will just have a quick break, ladies and gentlemen, while we set up for game number 2 of this best of 3. This is Crisis and Mendrix signing out.